Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Weather Warfare. We got a serious topic tonight. We got to talk about flooding rains over on the East Coast. We got to talk about this atmospheric river. Now, I've touched on this in previous videos, but tonight we're going to get into it much deeper. We're going to show you why rain is flooding certain areas, but yet drowning out others. So if you don't know about weather modification, or if you don't believe it, this is going to be shocking to you, because this information not a lot of people report on, but we do here. So we're going to jump into this. A lot of times we look at this map, this morphed microwave imagery, and this is showing us the atmospheric river up in the troposphere. We call this the mimic map, and we look for anomalies on here, which I can see a few. Let me jump over to the Mimic 2. This is the newer version of the Mimic, and we can see the deeper, darker colors means there's more moisture. So this is the river in the sky. Some companies call it the blue gold, the most important resource on the planet. But what a lot of people don't know is this resource can be steered. It can be steered to end droughts. It can be steered to put out fires. And I'm going to take you to the company that knows exactly how to do this and who has done it. Now, this company is using weather resonance technology, which we'll get into a little bit more here in just a second. Now, like I said, if you don't believe in weather modification, or you think all the weather's natural, stick around, because this is definitely shocking information. And this falls under the topic of electromagnetic weather control. It's here, it's been here. So I'm going to take you to this company, Aqueiss. So this fresh water has been dubbed the blue gold in many publications as potable water will be to this century that oil was to the last century. While large efforts and money are being allocated to localize weather modification, Sky Blue is looking to use the tropospheric rivers to deliver rain to parched areas of the world now, and possibly abatement operations of severe weather in the near future. Now, this company, Aqueiss, is offering sovereign states an augmented rainfall capability as part of its new regional toolbox. Now, to get to this company, we have to go to the Wayback Machine, because since this article come out and it's been broke out in the open, they've had to probably change the name of the company. Yeah, this is hidden technology. They don't want you to know that they control the weather. So that's why sites like this are hidden from us. So we have to really dig in to find them. But here we are at their website. This is from November 17, 2012. RainAID, Aqueiss Global Rain Project. Technology to break drought. Alright, so here we are at the Aqueiss website, and we're going to take you on down to where they managed to put a fire out. So here's just one situation that they used to put the fires out in Australia. So back on the rains were no surprise to the Aqueiss team and the members of the observer group watching the Victorian outcome. The project to extinguish the Black Saturday fires was launched on 2/9/16 with a 30-day window allowed for the project's success. Observers were alerted via email. All these fires were eliminated within 30 days allocated for the deployment by Aqueiss. The company has delivered similar successful observer results in 5 Australian horror fire crises. So as the West Coast burns to the ground, this company could have actually put the fires out. Here's another one of their projects. Aqueiss rains eliminate devastating drought. This was a humanitarian crisis declared by the UN in September 2011. Rome promised to break the Horn of Africa drought famine. So let's jump into how this actually works. Now, they claim they have used this technology in Australia, Africa, and Texas, and it really works. Non-conventional weather modification technology. So I'll leave all these links for anybody who wants to study this. Basically, this type of weather modification is based on frequencies that are discoverable codes and algorithms, which can enable an apparent connectivity between programming operations and atmospheric systems. So what we're looking at here, we're looking at ground-based stations. Now these can be mobile, these can be NexRads, these can be cell phone towers. Then they can take the clouds, they can spray them with some heavy metals to get the water drops a little bit heavier, a little more conductive, you know, so it's more electrical. So, you know, anytime that they spray any kind of metal particles up in the sky, whether it's a boat or a plane or a power generating station or cloud generators, it makes it more conductive because of all the metals. And then they use AI pretty much to get this thing to go and do what they want to do. Now this brings up a whole nother situation when you think of the 5G network that they're rolling out, the internet of everything. Everything's going to be connected. The weather won't be discriminated. It'll definitely be part of it. Here's a project they performed in Texas in 2012. Now Texas was in a severe drought, but here's what it looked like before the project, and then here's what it looked like after. But we'll show you what happened at the same time that all this happened. Now this Aqueiss has intervened in over 40 rainfall projects. Many were on a massive scale, which we've talked about, the Australia one, and then they did a huge one in Africa. But what we're going to talk about is how Texas stole California's rain. Now back in 2012, Texas was in a severe drought. So Aqueiss took over and got a hold of the atmospheric river. Now they ended this drought that was a couple of years long. Aqueiss and SciBlue claimed success in steering atmospheric rivers over Texas and ending the drought. So the update, November 2012, within 30 days of April 16th, Aqueiss delivered inches of soaking rain into its Texas target. Rain like this is only the first phase of our drought-breaking services that are offered to the USA and international communities experiencing water and food shortages, says the company's CEO. The event was part of the endeavor to bring moisture safely into the Red Bluff Reservoir in Texas. The project ran 3 months, and entirely Red Bluff water level rose 15.3 inches according to the UCGS records. Over the past 10 years, the company Aqueiss has repeatedly demonstrated this technology to government and humanitarian observer groups. The weather modification system operates by using resonance signals to divert oceanic atmospheric rivers into areas experiencing severe drought. The Aqueiss system does not rely on chemical or biological hazardous materials which could potentially harm the environment. The second targeted rain event for this Texas project was delivered in July as part of a second 30-day undertaking. The results from the project, although they did not supply 29 feet required to fill the Red Bluff Reservoir in Texas, they delivered as much needed reprise from crippling drought in the southern Texas region. On May 3, 2012, NOAA released a special weather briefing document to explain an unusual change in the Texas region's weather. They began to observe the changes Aqueiss had initiated to deliver Texas drought-breaking rain. And here's the archive to that. So Aqueiss and SciBlue claimed they could move a river in the sky. They claimed they had success, and they claimed to have evidence from NOAA backing up these claims. The bottom line, Aqueiss has deleted its website in an effort to hide this technology, and Houston, Texas is currently facing some of the most severe flooding in decades. So let's get into what really happened. In addition, the atmospheric river that used to run over California has almost disappeared. In fact, it seems to be blocked when you look at the latest NOAA animations. Then back in February, the atmospheric river returned to California briefly. Then mayhem ensued. In February 5th through 9th, 2015, atmospheric river seen above coincidentally showed up during the massive Cal Water 2015 experiments aimed at studying our topic. So there's a bunch of there's videos on it from the company. Now let's get into what happened during that time. There was a freak storm in Texas that dropped 4 feet of hell. So only 3 days after this project started is when they got this freak hailstorm. Not a coincidence. Now, the slow-moving storm caused serious floods in Texas. A stationary front draped across Texas is the focal point of drenching storms, which could keep erupting over central and eastern portions of Texas through the end of the week. Isn't that just what happened on the East Coast? Exactly. Flash floods in Texas. Freak hailstorms battered Texas town. 3 people swept away, killed in severe San Antonio flooding. Texans experienced incredible overnight flash floods. Flood had a flow rate of 120,000 cubic feet per second, nearly twice the force of Niagara Falls. It was flattening the trees, moving boulders, pushing cars around like they were pieces of paper. Insane pictures of softball-sized hail, creeks and canceled flights in North Texas, cars washed away, water rescues, floods, swamp parts of Texas, New Mexico, huge tornado in Texas with hail the size of softballs, tornado touches down in Texas, hundreds of homes washed away by deadly Texas flooding. So after listening to this technology, that's the exact same things that just happened on the East Coast. And then we're not even getting into the DHS and the DOD and all the other alphabet gangs that are steering the hurricanes. Now, if you're new to this topic, this is going to be pretty shocking, but this is just one part of it. And we're going to get into all the different parts. We can take you to a map right now and show you all the antenna arrays and transmitters and cloud generators, but just trying to teach people that this weather is all being controlled, and then they hide the technology, just like getting the fires put out. They could have put these fires out. There's an atmospheric river right here off the west coast. They could have beamed it right over and put the fires out, but they want that stuff to burn. And that's why you hear me sometimes say, you know, if you don't pay, you won't get the rain, or you'll get too much rain. But they're actually steering this atmospheric river now right over the midsection of the United States. It's been like that. And once this is all settles down, we're going to go in and go all the way back from when Florence originated. And I'm going to show you all the different technologies, the ships, the planes, the antenna arrays, the AI. I mean, this is all going to be computerized, if it ain't already. But anyway, guys, much love. Get this out. Let people know that the governments are hiding this information. So anyway, God bless. Be safe. Pray for all the people that are in the path of these storms. They're just going to continue unless we're able to get this out in the open. So much love, guys.